What is up, guys? I want to give you two simple questions that if you can answer these two questions, you will be able to identify whether or not you will succeed in business. It's going to be really easy to follow. If you haven't met me, my name is Jeremy. I am a financial advisor, an entrepreneur, and money coach at school.com/financial coaching. Hey, jump in for free to my community of fellow financialpreneurs. Two questions that you want to answer if you want to be an entrepreneur and you're wondering if you're going to succeed. Okay, here's the one you don't want to ask is, what can I sell people? How can I make money? A lot of times people will frantically jump to generating revenue and skip the two most important questions. The first one is, are you worth following? Well, really, that might be the second one. The first one might be, are you easy to follow? The second one might be, are you worth following? Or from a business perspective, is it easy to do business with you? And how easy is it? And the second one is it worth it to do business with you? And how worth it is it? Business is not like, it doesn't exist on some other planet. It's still on Earth. And what I mean by that is, a lot of times when people get into entrepreneurship, it's like they turn off their normal human brain and they start engaging with people as like, oh, potential prospects or revenue streams or like clicks or attention or do this and do that and get this web page together and all of a sudden they're like, hey, I'm in business. And it's like, well, that might not change the rules of life. And let's kind of break down these two questions for you. The first one being, how easy is it to follow you? How easy is it to do business with you? Basically, this is what all of sales comes down to. It's marketing, it's content creation. A great easy example of like dominance in this area would be like Starbucks, for example. How accessible are you? How is the user interface? A lot of times it's also, how do you respond to customer inquiries? How accessible are you as a person, right? Business, like, it's going to start, you're not going to start as a global retailer, right? You're not going to have the brand power when you're starting in business that just makes you so recognizable and so desirable and so attractive and so viral that just everyone knows about you and wants to buy your thing. So generally speaking, I would recommend focusing more on the second question, which is, are you worth doing business with? But to think more about that first question of how easy is it to do business with you, again, a lot of times it's following up with inquiries. Are you shooting a text or are you giving a call? A call would be more intentional than a text, right? Are you giving a call or are you scheduling a Zoom? Are you scheduling a Zoom or are you coming over? Like, hey, I'll be there on this day at this time. Let me shake a hand, or meeting up for lunch or whatever. How accessible are you to just even to the single person that might want to do business with you? And then also, how trustworthy are you? Like, how easily do you gain trust with people you communicate with? If you are starting as a business, that means the business is you. You are the everything of the business. And so your communication skills, your people skills, whether or not you have maybe common ground or common values or common experiences or interests with the people that you're talking to, maybe common networks, right? How do you garner trust? How do you make it very easy for someone, even if they aren't in the weeds of your value proposition? How do you make it easy for someone that you happen to come into contact with to say, yeah, this is not a hard thing for me to say yes to? And then even if they say yes, again, how easy is it to start. If they say, yes, I want to do business, and then it's like, okay, here's the 15 steps we got to knock out real quick. It's like, well, dang, maybe never mind. You know, like you want it to be easy for someone to do business with you. And the easier it is for someone to do business with you, which hopefully you can make it easier and easier over time, but the easier it is from the jump, the more likely it is that you would succeed in business. In my businesses that I have run, there's different businesses and there's kind of different thresholds for why someone might be interested in being a customer of your business. But the more that your business is you driven, the more that trust impact is going to matter. And the more that your business is product driven, the more that really like the branding and the communication, the networking, maybe not networking, but like the marketing is going to matter. But either way, you want to make it easy. The second piece, right? Are you worth doing business with? Are you worth following? This is basically the delivery of the product or service, the fulfillment, the customer satisfaction. A lot of people starting out in entrepreneurship, you know, they might pay for some guru conference or course or program. And they're like, oh my gosh, I'm going to make money. This is so awesome. Or they join some like affiliate thing and they're like, oh my gosh, I'm going to make money. This is awesome. And they go through all the steps and at the end of it all, they realize they're still the same person. They're still just them. And so they're like, oh man, I just created this whole course about like, you know, the things that you need to know to, you know, parent your kid. But deep down, they're like, I don't know if I'm such a good parent, right? And if you pay this money, I know for sure I'll make money, but I don't know how to describe in dollar terms what you will get out of this thing that I'm offering to sell you, right? Or, oh, I'm an affiliate for this company that sells, you know, some type of product. And it's like, okay, great. I figured out how I could make money from this. That is not an important question. Figuring out how you're going to make money is not an important question to determine whether you will succeed in business. I know it's kind of controversial, kind of upside down, kind of not what you would expect. But there's a million ways to make money in business if you are easy to follow and worth following. But your worth, right? Deep, I'm not talking about X's and O's spreadsheet like this is worth this much and this consultation's worth this much and this product is worth this much and I'll bundle it all up and it's worth this much, but you're only going to pay this much, which means it's worth this much. Like, I'm not talking about guru stats. I'm talking about deep down in your heart of hearts. Will someone who does business with you get more value than what they paid? Not equal value, but far more value than what they paid. For me, as a liquidation reseller, once upon a time, this was very simple because I was going to sell a product for, 50% off or 80% off the retail value of the product. So boom, the value's there. Am I worth doing business with? Well, it depends on if you want to deal with returned items. But if you do, if that's the type of thing that's up your alley, then yeah, you're going to get something that's worth far more than what you paid. Boom, automatic win. As a financial advisor, okay, I have my management fee. So how do I justify my fee? It's like, well, hey, if the performance of your portfolio net of my fee is still substantially above the returns of your reasonable alternatives, then boom, easy to justify the fee. In reality, it's like I should charge more, right? You got the better deal if you're the customer. As a coach, a financial coach, someone, okay, let's say someone pays me blank amount of money for either a one-time consultation or a year of coaching or whatever it may be. My question is, am I going to make this person substantially more money than they paid me? Do I know that for sure? And if the answer is yes, then okay, boom. So that's what you really want to solve for. In my opinion, if you're starting out as an entrepreneur, how do you make it so worth it for whoever it is that does follow you? Because you can't be the most attractive person in the room, the best communicator in the room, the wealthiest, most desirable, coolest person in the room all the time, the most recognizable brand. You're not going to be able to compete as far as that goes, but you can compete related to delivering value. And a lot of times that could be like, here's how much I'm going to do just for free, and it's all money back guaranteed, and hey, I'm just gaining experience, whatever it is. But if you can have one happy customer, then you can have 100. Of course, there's growth curves. And if you can have 100, you can have 1,000, so on. But selling something one time to someone that happens to buy something from you, it could be a 50 grand sale. But if you know deep down that you'll never get them back again, and that they might not get what they were hoping to get out of it, of course you can say like, hey, well, that's their choice to buy it. I'm not saying necessarily, strictly speaking, that you're an unethical person, but I'm just saying your viability as an entrepreneur might be pretty low if you're not able to deliver value that exceeds the expectations of the person that's hiring you or purchasing from you, etc. And that is something that anyone can compete on, but it requires a lot of creativity. It requires a lot of work. Say, how do I know that I'm worth doing business with? How do I know that no one, like 99 out of 100 people, like there's no way someone would regret doing business with me or feeling like they get a raw deal from me? And for that 1 out of 100 or 1 out of 1,000 that does, here's what I'm going to do to make sure I make it right, so that 100% of people feel like they are fairly and equitably treated, and exceeded their expectations. Those are the two questions. How easy are you to follow? How worth following are you? The more worth following you are, the more money you can make. The easier you are to follow, the more money you can make. You do them both together, the more money you can make. But ultimately, it's, if you're just talking about, can I make it, period, I want you to spend some time thinking about those two questions. Hey, I would love to meet you. Would love to get to know you. Join in for free at school.com/financial coaching to my financialpreneur community, or I'll see you on the next video. All right, later.